All right, then let us begin. So this is the concept of Milawat. We have been talking that किसी भी product का there's a mark price. On that mark price, you get a discount so that there's a selling price, right? And at the same time, there's a cost price on which there will be a profit margin and there will be a selling price, right? We are already aware about this from the profit and loss chapter. Now, what happens is out of all of these things, cost price, as a shopkeeper, cost price is least in my hand. Why is it least in my hand? It is least in my hand is because I go and buy it from a manufacturer, I buy it from a vendor, I buy it from market. And whoever sells me, they decided what price they'll sell it to me. I can't decide that price, right? Because I go to the market, probably I'll go to a wholesale market, I'll find a supplier who sells it at the least price for me. But that choice of supplier will be in my hand. The choice of company will be in my hand. But at the end, the price at which I get is what they sell it to me at, right? So least in my hand is the cost price. I can't do anything. While mark price is partially in my hand. Why do I say partially? Partially in my hand as a shopkeeper. Why do I say partially? Partially because there are certain products, like let's say Maggie, right? It comes printed. On that product, the price is printed, right? So I can't decide what the printed price is. But there are a lot of different products. A lot of different, let's say this phone cover I have, right? There's no mark price written on this cover, right? So I can buy it from some whole market, some place, I don't know, I buy it from. And then I take the white label. You see that white label in the stores, right? I put a number on it and stick it. And I'll put it on display on my shop. And I'll put it on display. Now, who is to decide what price it has? Nothing. Nobody. So partially mark price is in my hand. For some products, it is printed already on the product. And for some other products, I as a shopkeeper can decide. That's why it is partially in my hand. Versus selling price. Selling price is maximum in my hand. If you come to my store, it is up to me at what price do I sell it, right? Obviously less than or equal to mark price. Like let's say there's a 100 rupees Maggi ka packet and I can decide that, oh, let me run a discount offer on this and sell it only at 50 rupees. I put big banners, 50% off, Maggi only at half the price, half the price. People come, run, and I make a lot of sales, right? So as a shopkeeper, it's completely in my hand that either I decide that no, 100 rupees is written, I'll sell it at 100. Or I'll be like, no, I'm selling it at 50. So that is maximum in my hand, correct? But what if customer takes away that right also from me? Let's say market conditions are such that I cannot decide selling price as well. Market conditions are such that I cannot decide selling price as well. Like what was happening with the ghee seller earlier, right? At shopkeeper that we did previously in the previous section. The shopkeeper wanted to sell it at 3,000, but then the customers are pounding onto him. So when that sort of situation is happening, then now selling price is also not in his hand. So then what would he do? He's like, okay, let me take control of cost price, which was not in my hand earlier, and do mixing and drive it down. Because if mark price is already printed and selling price is something that is already given and customers are decided, they are fixed on to how much they're going to pay me. Let me decide how much this is going to cost me, and I do that by mixing things. And that is where the concept of Milawat comes in, right? So we're going to do more adulteration questions. Yes. Let us do this one. What does it say? A vendor sells rice costing rupees 40 per kg at consistent 12.5% margin. So this is a costing. This is a CP. Margin is 12.5%. So at what price is he selling? Again, big question. So I'll solve it step by step. So it's basically 40 rupees cost price into 1.125, right? 1.125, which is how much? 1 by 6. Which is how much? 1 by 6 of 40, which is 5, right? So this is 45. How did I calculate this? Where this 1 by 6 came from? You know 125. You know 125, right? 12.5%. Where's my pen? 1.125. So what did it is? 1 मैंने निकाल दिया, 125, 0.125 निकाला, which is 12.5%. 0.125 is 12.5%, right? And 12.5% is 1 by 8. ये पूरा सेक्शन एलिमिनेट करो. क्वेश्चन में स्टार्टिंग से सॉल्व करती हूँ, मैंने कुछ तो प्रूफ कर दिया है, ठीक है? So let us solve this question. What does it say? It says that a vendor sells rice costing rupees 40 per kg at a consistent 12.5% margin. So this is a cost. This is a cost price and this is the margin. Again, big question. Let me do it step by step. Let me do it one thing at a time. So first I'll calculate my selling price. Selling price is how much? Cost price into 1.125. Right? Because 12.5% margin. Now 1.125 is a little complicated to calculate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on this 12.5%. 12.5% margin is what? 12.5% is 1 by 8. 12.5% is 1 by 8. So I'm going to take 1 by 8 of 40. That is my profit, which is 5 rupees. So if profit is 5 rupees, so selling price is 40 plus 5, 45 rupees per kg. Right? This is my selling price. This much I have understood. So vendor sells rice costing rupees 40 per kg at 12.5% margin. Matlab he sells it at 45 rupees per kg. However, due to increase in expenses, he decides to earn higher margin. ड्यू टू इंक्रीज इन एक्सपेंसेस प्रॉब्ली लाइट का बिल ज्यादा आ रहा है, बिजली का बिल ज्यादा आ रहा है, उसकी दुकान में काम करने वाले लोग बोल रहे हैं और पैसा चाहिए, बच्चे की स्कूल की फी बढ़ गई है. सो देयर हैज बीन इंक्रीज इन हिज एक्सपेंसेस. सो ड्यू टू इंक्रीज इन हिज एक्सपेंसेस he decides to earn higher profit margin without changing selling price. It's like, I need to earn more money. I can't just make 5 rupees profit. I can't just price it at 45. But if I price it more, customers are going to shout at me. So I can't change my selling price also. So I'll keep the selling price same. And without changing that selling price, now I'm going to make more profit. For this, he mixes 10 kgs of rice with 10 kgs of this rice, matlab this 40 rupees per kg rice, with 2 kgs of rice costing 10 rupees per kg. What is his new profit? Okay, so what did he do? He did mixing. What kind of mixing did he do? 40 का 10 लिया plus 10 rupees per kg का 2 kg लिया, total 12 kg. It is 10 plus 2, right? Which is making it how much? Yeah. How do we calculate it? Which is making it how much? This is 4 to 10, 10. I can take common. This is 42 into 10 by 12. So it is 6 2s are 6 7s are 70 by 2, so 35 rupees. Right? So now what is my new cost price? My new cost price is 35 rupees per kg. So then what is my profit percent? My profit percent is selling price. That is 45 rupees per kg minus cost price. My selling price is this. My cost price is this. Upon cost price into 100, which is 10 by 35 into 100, which is 2 by 7. 1 by 7 we know is 14.28, which is going to be 28.56%. All right, and this is your answer. What do you do? He did mixing. Right? I hope by this time you're getting it. And है ना, आ रहा है ना तुम लोगों को? Yes, you're getting it. No need to explain more. Right, you're getting it. What did he do? He drove down his cost price. Earlier, the price was costing rupees 40 per kg. Now it is costing only 35 to him. See, next. And that is why he's selling just at 45, but he's making, instead of 5 rupees, now he's making 10 rupees in profit. All right, good. Chalo, let's do next question. Let's do this one. What does it say? It says, in what ratio should we mix chana costing 200 rupees per kg with chaat mix costing 100 rupees per kg to make 25% profit while selling chana chaat at rupees 20 per 100 grams? This is also very, very true. So this is what those chana chor wale, those people also do. And we feel like, अरे 10 रुपए में इतना सारा मिल रहा है, अरे 20 रुपए में इतना सारा मिल रहा है, बड़े खुश हो जाते हैं. Actually, what do? They put big, big chunks of onion, big chunks of tomato, and all of that in it. So that in that cone that they make, a lot of portion is taken by all of these things, and they are very cheap compared to their main ingredient. And we feel like, oh, so much we got, right? That is how world works better, right? So what's happening here? In what ratio should we mix chana costing this? So chana is costing, okay, so by the way, selling price. सबसे पहले तो selling price है. Selling price is given as per kg लेते हैं because बाकी सारा cost per kg है. So let me take per kg here. So per kg is what? Per kg is 200 rupees per kg. Same. Chana is also that price. Chana chaat is also that price. Right? So obviously that's not happening. Profit 25% आ रहा है. मतलब cost कितना हो रहा है? Cost is 200 divided by 1.25, which will come down to 160 rupees per kg. Now, if this is 160 rupees per kg, this is happening because of mixing. So you are taking chana X and the mixture Y, making X plus Y. So that 160 rupees is what you have to pay. So now this is bringing it to 4x equals to 6y. I hope you're able to calculate it. And from there you get x by y is 3 by 2. X, matlab you take 3 portions of chana and 2 portions of your chaat mixture. And that is how you make a chana chaat. Right? So it feels like you have filled like 5 portions of it, 5 spoons of it. But no, only 3 spoons are chana and the 2 spoons are the mixture. Right? Chalo, good, good. Let's do next question now. So you do this one. What does it say? Let us do it together, है ना? Let us do it together. What does it say? A milkman can make only 20% margin by selling the milk at MRP, decided by the government. Government has decided now. दूध इतने में ही बिकेगा, but वो उतने प्राइस के कारण he is able to make only 20% margin. ठीक है, government decided price is what? 50 rupees per liter, including 2 rupees of transportation and packaging cost per liter. ठीक है, so basically the money that he's earning, money earned, is 48 only. Right, because even if the MRP is 50 and I'm selling the milkman is selling it at 50, 2 rupees to is getting, he's spending it already. He's giving to the transport guy. It's not coming to his pocket. So actual money he's earning is 40 rupees per liter only. Right? So now at this, by selling it at 48, he's making 20% margin. So again, your cost price is what? Selling price divided by 1.25. 1.25 means 1.2. There's 20% margin. 1.2, which is coming at how much? It is coming at rupees 40 per liter. So this is the cost price, right? Now, how much water should he add in the milk in order to make 25% margin? Assume water is free, right? Now he wants to make 25% margin. What cost is he expecting? If he is wanting to make it at 25% margin, what cost price is he expecting? He is expecting my cost price to be 48 divided by 1.25, which is 38.4 rupees per liter. He's like, I want this to be my cost price. So if I want this to be my cost price, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take water in 0 proportion, plus I'm going to mix milk in some M quantity, which is costing me 40. That will give me total this much liters of mixture, and the cost will be 38.4. So if I have to solve it, this becomes 40 M is equal to 38.4 W plus 38.4 M. You take M this side, it becomes 1.6 M is equal to 38.4 W. You solve it here, you get M by W is equal to 38.4 divided by 1.6. Right? I won't get enough space. Let me write it thoda sa aur upar. So M by W is coming as 38.4 divided by 1.6. इसको मैं ऐसे ही कैलकुलेट करूंगी तो मुझसे नहीं होगा, ऐसे कैलकुलेट नहीं होगा. तो what I'm going to do is I'm going to write 38.4 as 48 by 1.25 instead. This. Why? Because it's going to make my calculation easy. I know. ये 1.6 को 16 कर दिया, तो यहाँ पे 0 ऐड कर दिया, तो ये बन गया 30. This is 30 divided by 1.25. So 1.25 is nothing but 5 by 4. So then this becomes 6 is 24. 24 is my answer. So the M by W is 24:1. What does it mean? In 25 liters of mixture. It means in 25 liters of mixture, you just put 1 liter water. Other 24, keep it as milk. Itnu sa. What is impurity here? What is impurity? Here I'll calculate. What is the impurity? You're just adding 1 liter water in this entire 25 liter mixture. Just 4%. So small 4% impurity. And your profit has increased from 20% to 25%. Massive. Big jump, right? 2025 is a big jump. And small impurity. Smart guy. But a dishonest guy. Right? But this is how you're supposed to solve this question. Right? Are we getting it? By the way, let me tell you, a lot of this actually happens in businesses, right? How do you think cost of certain goods that you have been buying since your childhood has remained same? You know, Maggi के पैकेट का प्राइस अभी शायद 10 rupees to 14 rupees हुआ है. But imagine over 20 years of your growth and the price is almost like same. How do they do that? They basically will reduce the quantity a bit. Have you seen this Zindu Balm's bottle? Have you seen earlier that with its glass bottle? You all are Gen Z, no? I don't know if you were young enough to see it. It's not that I'm too old, but at least in my childhood, I've seen like this glass bottle, which used to be this size, which used to be full of Zindu Balm. Right? Now the bottle size has increased, but the quantity of Zindu Balm in it has decreased. It's a plastic bottle now. So what do? Like at the bottom of the bottle, they have this like U-shaped dome. They create that dome so that for this much part of the bottle, can you see this? Can you see? I'll put it here. So for this much part of the bottle, there's no balm only. So even the bottle is looking this big, the balm is only this much, lesser than what it earlier is. The bottle looks big, right? So this is what they do. If they are keeping the prices same for all these legacy products, छोटा करके 5%, 1%, 2%, 3%, they keep changing the quantity. and you won't even realize because 4% change, you won't realize, but his profit jumped, right? And for same kind of change if Jandubam does in its composition, 5% increase in the volume of sales that it make, the customer won't be able to understand that, oh, it's just 4% impure. Won't feel the difference because 96% is right. But then the company will be making such massive profit. As MBA aspirants, as somebody, most of you all will be working with some brand, right? With some brand or the other, probably in consulting way or in FMCG market, in sales, in marketing, anywhere. And a lot of your job will involve this, right? Which quality, like I used to work for a type of brand. So then it's about which quality of cotton do you put, which substitutes do you put. You have to maintain the quality of the product while managing the costs, and you have to drive down the costs as much as possible so that the company makes maximum profit. And that's done very strategically, right? Without affecting the quality or without affecting the customer's experience. But that 1% extra, that 2% extra ends up fetching crores of rupees for big brands. And that is what they do, right? Many a times when you order something from Blinkit or elsewhere, now see that products are not 50 ml, they'll be like 48 ml, right? They'll be like 32 ml. So it's just that it's close to 50 ml, right? But then you're saving that 2 ml and you're driving your costs from there. So it's very interesting. It's very strategic once you get beyond this preparation and get into your dream bee school, the experience that you get while working on these brands and like, costing and all of this, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, but this is how it actually works. Hannah, very interesting, right? Good, good, good. All right, so now next we are going to just do a bit recap on ratios and mixtures because primarily we focused on weighted average so far. So ratios and mixture is going to be what? It's going to be this. A milk mixture, we have done this questions like 3:1. Find the quantity of milk added in 40 liters of this mixture to make the ratio 4:1. What do we do? For the original quantity 40 liters, we know milk and water is in 3:1 ratio. So this is 30, this is 10. We find original first. How did we solve this? We solved this because 3x plus 1x made 40, so x was 10, which means 3x became 30 and x became 10, right? Now, what are we doing is in this 30-liter milk, we are adding some more milk. Water is the same and the ratio has become 4:1, right? So your M is 10 liters here, something we have done, right? So quick revision on that. I hope no confusions, right? Next question is what? How much milk must be added to 40-liter mixture with 75% purity to make it 80% purity? What does that mean? What does that mean? Same question it is. If I help you interpret and understand, it's the same question I'll tell you now. So earlier purity was 75%. 75% is what? It means out of 100, 75 is pure. That is 3/4. So out of 4, 3 is pure. So pure to impure. In this case, it's a milk mixture. So milk to water. The ratio is what? In the 4 proportions, 3 is milk and 1 is water. Right? And if you have to make purity 80%, it means 80 upon 100 is pure. So you're out of 2 5s are 2, out of 5 parts, your 4 parts are pure. So milk to water, out of 5 parts, 4 parts of pure, water is 1 part. So same, this is what we did in the previous question. We saw, right? 3:1 से 4:1 convert kiya, the same it will be, right? So how much milk must be added? It is this much. The other way to look at it is also that if they ask you ki 75% purity hai of 40 liters, you are like, okay, and let me find the milk. Milk is 75% of 40, so you get this 30 liter, and then you know this is milk, and then that is why you know water will be remaining 10%, and then you'll do the same thing that we earlier did. Here the ratio will be, because it is 80% pure, you know pure is 80, so milk is 80 and the water is 20. So here same you solve and you get 10 liters. Fair? Understood? Both way, same conversation, same thing, but how instead of ratio you call it purity, right? So this concept is there, right? Now solve this question. This question is also ratios. We've done it. How is it solved? A brass alloy is made adding zinc and copper in 5:3 ratio. Why are we doing these questions, by the way? Because they're actually mixtures questions, right? This has to be a part of mixtures question, which can be done by alligation method also, which I absolutely discourage, and I rather like you using these methods. So yeah, but we are doing this quickly because it's also part of mixtures. Although we have learned it in ratios already, that's why we're doing it quickly here. So if you have any gap in understanding, you revisit the ratios chapter, right? But apart from that, we are touching it right now because there's mixtures at the end of it, right? So it says a brass alloy is made by adding zinc and copper in 5:3 ratio and 80 grams of this. So 80 grams is there. You have zinc is to copper in 5:3 ratio. So you get zinc as 50 gram, right? Total 8 proportions, 80 grams. So clearly this is 30 grams, right? 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 And the new zinc by new copper, right? You are just adding zinc now. Copper is the same. And this has become 2 by 1. How do we determine ratios? We learned this. How do we do it? We are like, okay, if 1 represents 30, 2 will represent 60. 50 plus Z is 60. Matlab Z means 10 grams. Correct? So this is what